Hey everybody, it's Sai from Happy Accident Studios. I thought I'd use my mix of scenery things here today. So, hi. Yesterday my hair was a complete mess. That's why I didn't do it. Sometimes you just have to pretend that you're all at your best, even if you're not. But today, here be the truth. No makeup. No makeup at all. Where are my eyebrows? There they are. Hello. But you know what? We're focusing on what's down here on the table, right? I am in the middle of making version 2 of this lovely little thing here. This is a Carousel Horse Shadowbox 3D thingy thing in a frame. And I am on to my second one, which is going to have more of a blue theme, as you can see. And today I'm going to be focusing on mostly like the composition of the actual frame, the contents. I was doing the flowers yesterday, which are here. And I've still got teeny tiny ones to go, but I'm not going to bore you with that today. I might do that off camera and then just show you later when I put it all together. This is the frame that I use. This came from the range and it's reasonably priced. I don't know, I don't want to lock them into anything, so I'm not going to get them in trouble by saying how much I paid for these, but I had a look and I was very pleasantly surprised and I bought 10 of them. And so this marks the second one that I am taking apart right now. I like this frame. There really isn't anything cheap about this frame. I mean, this is like a shabby chic sort of dry brushed white, but it's normal like wood color. And I like that about it. I like the sort of worn out shabby chic thing. So the first thing I need to do with this, I'm taking off the back. It's a lot easier if you keep that on. I didn't think about that before. But okay, so that's the back of the frame. So we're going to use that. We're going to put this little clip to the side so I don't lose it. And that is what we're working with. Let me just grab the paper out of this. There we go. Now, when it's firmly in its box, it loses some around the edge, which is okay. I need to keep that in mind when I am organizing where everything's going to go. So, my little box is blocking the corner of the screen. That's not cool. Okay. So, first we need a background, and I have collected so much paper over the years that I'm never short of paper, and I found this lovely bit. That's exactly what's on the previous frame. Let me show you. And you can't really see the line of flowers that's underneath. You sort of, if I tip it up, you can just see it. So that really, I mean, it was a decision maker for me to have that. Like, I was really happy that that was there, but I really don't like this sort of pink line thing underneath. So what I did, and you definitely can't see that on the frame, so I'm not going to even show you, is I have just replaced that with a little bit of torn green gingham. So it looks a bit like a grass line, but it also looks a bit homespun and kind of cute. So that'll be my first task for the day. Is just going to be putting that border on there. I'm so not prepared. All right, well, let's cut this first. Have a little look. Just line it up with the bottom edge and just eyeball it. I can cut any excess off later. I'll probably need that again at some point, but who knows? Right, so this, if I were to put that on in its entirety, it would be too much. So I will have to slide that down a little bit. And I'm also going to have to get a hold of some double-sided sticky tape. Now, this desk is a complete mess, so I have no idea where anything is on it. Great! So as I'm talking and sort of rummaging around, now that's some, but it's not the right kind. This is where I go, okay? I'm going to go over there, just look at my mess while I'm gone. No problem, look. I'm here, and I've got my tape. Double-sided sticky tape is not my favorite, but it will do for now. All right, I'm just going to put that on where I'm going to need it on here. And, oh gosh, that's not going to look nice. Oh, this thing is going to be so covered up, I don't even know if that's going to be an issue. Hold on. Is there another piece of this? There is. See, the thing is, when you're making handmade stuff, as much as it's expected that something a bit nasty might happen to it, I can't have that. I don't know if you can see that, but oop, it's a bit of a, see how the papers got creased because I did that. You gotta be gentle. That's got to be binned now. So I'm gonna have to be a bit more careful next time. I'm gonna use this because this is my last piece of sky blue paper. I mean, I've got so much paper in my collection, but that was absolutely a great find this time around. I'm so glad I had it. Here, I'm not working on the camera. Right. That's my little trick for the double-sided tape. I always fold the backing tape up at a 90-degree angle away from the sticky surface. And I'm going to do that again a little bit further down. And this time, when I peel it, it goes off to this side so that I can see that on the other side. Can you see that? Yeah, there it is, sticking out. Right, I'm going to line this up in the way that I like. Okay, now this bit over here is sticky, so that has been stuck down. Now I'm going to pull this one, and then I'm going to pull this one. That's got my gingham grassland all set up, and now I've got a little bit where it's actually coming off the paper. I just need to trim that edge. Okay. Now let's have a little look and see how this compares to the size of our backing on our frame. It looks like it's too big, so I'm going to have to trim that. So let's have a look at exactly how too big it is. Yeah. It looks like about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm not too bothered if it's not quite as big as the square, because there's bits of it that aren't going to show around the edge anyway. So I'm not terribly worried, but let me just try that one for size. No, it's still just a little bit. There we go. That's good. There's a little bit of the frame peeking out, and that is okay, because I'd rather have that than an overlap at this point. And I am just going to use the glue. I'm probably coming off camera again. Sorry. It's quite a thin application of glue. I don't want it to be particularly heavy because wet glue can warp the paper that you use. And I really do not have time in my life for warp. So that's lovely. Let's make sure it's not going over. Excellent. Good adhesion, and it is perfectly flat, which I need. So let's have a look. Yep, that's good. Now here's the thing. I've got some frame pieces to start to adhere to the surface. And I need to keep in mind that there's a lip here, and that lip is, again, it's probably about 1/8 of an inch, 2 millimeters, maybe 3. And it's just, I've got to eyeball it. And that's a sad thing, but it's a sad truth. So the first thing that I need to put on here is the little fence structure. So I'm going to just use my wet glue and glue the fence together by the middle post. Whoops. Nope, can't use that. Got another one. I need to try not to be so clumsy this time. Okay. And here I am. And if I just match this center post up exactly, then that will work quite nicely. Lovely. Why is that muck from my fingers on it? Well, that's terrible. If that's not going to come off, let's have a look at it. No, that looks rubbish, so I'm going to turn it around. That definitely looks rubbish. Does it look rubbish? It doesn't even show now. That's good news. Okay, let's have a quick little rub. I caught a little bit of glue from my finger on this. I'm going to set this aside and make another one. This reminds me of the OCD chef thing on Saturday Night Live, where he has to double bag something, and then the bag rips, and then he has to start all over again. And it's only the rubbish. It's so funny. Okay. That's no longer icky. And now if you look at this, this is exactly too big. Do you see that? But that's good because we want it to do that. You see? So I'm going to just crease this so that it's used to bending a little bit. And I'm going to pop this on here like this. I might put it all the way back to the edges because I've only got a certain depth to work with. But that means that I'm going to have to cut this fence post in the middle down a bit to kind of match up with these here. I learned this because the last one I did didn't actually clear the bottom of the frame. So that's how we're going to do it, just like that. And it looks really strange because I'm working upside down. I'll work this way. And it looks right side up to you, but upside down to me. That's fine. I can handle that. Okay. Just a little bit of the old glue here and here. I've got to be quite delicate because later on I need to fit the carousel horse behind it. So that's not too cool. Okay, so that bit goes there. And this one will go. It's good that I've used gingham paper for the bottom because I can use the squares to line it up. So, good choice for me on all levels, really. So now we've got this, and as you can see, you can get your finger underneath it. which means when it's time to put our carousel horse on here, I will be able to position it correctly. Now let's just pop this back into the frame just to see if the pieces do clear the bottom of the frame like they're supposed to. And I have to do this many, many times during the making of one of these boxes. Yep, it has gone in and it has cleared, so it's coming back out again. There we go. Sorry about the glare. Now, what I call the upper plinth is coming next, if I can find it. Now, where did I, here it is. Right, here is the upper plinth. And the way this measures is exactly the same as the other one. So it should stick out by the same amount if I squash the ends together towards each other. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to make a fold. And then when I put these on, it's going to stick like that. But I'm going to put it further down than I did last time. So it's going to be about here so that it doesn't hit the rest of the frame again. So let's do that now. Let's glue. Where'd you go? Here's glue. Yeah, that way. Yep. Handmade is fun. I've just registered to sell these on Amazon Handmade. However, I feel like it's a bit of an audition really for them because they're choosing very carefully who is able to sell on there. So who knows what's going to happen really. I certainly don't. But maybe if the people who are making the decisions can see this, then they'll see just how handmade this is. I have a lot of craft tools at my disposal that enable me to be able to create without being very good at drawing or anything like that. But I tend to combine them in ways that you ordinarily wouldn't. Not going to give away my secrets, but that's how I got this bit at the top anyway. So, ta-da-da. So that fits, and there's no space issues or anything like that. I'm really happy. So next is the side trellises. This is where I put my flowers. So I'm going to just put very, very small amounts of glue onto the sides of this because it doesn't need a lot. I'm not even squeezing the bottle, I'm just letting it fall out. I don't even need that much glue. Don't need as much as I'm even putting on here, if I'm honest. And I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to peel this up. And I'm just using a piece of white scrap paper under here. I'm going to take some of that glue off on the scrap before I stick it down over here. Now hopefully this will just stick to the very, very side, very, very edge. And it's casting a little shadow on the background, which I kind of like. So, yay! Oop, there we go. And do the same with the other side. There we go. Ah, see, I used so much extra glue last time, I can probably pick it up off this. No, not enough. Okay. Just get the excess off. Make sure the sticky side is here on the top. Line it nicely up with the edge here. Okay. And let's pop it back in the frame to see if it still fits. So much easier if I do it that way, because then I can pull it next time. Alright, let's have a look. Make sure it still fits. It does. Excellent. So, that's our sort of frame. It's sort of a frame inside a frame, and that's where we're going to mount everything once it's all done. What's next for me at the moment is I need to do a lot of boring fussy cutting around this in order to make it work as a 3D element. When I've colored it in, I've gone over the lines slightly so I don't have any awkward bits. So I just have to do a lot of cutting with a blade. Not fun, really not fun for me. Not my favorite part of the creative process, but needs must. Let's see, have I got a blade in here? Have I though? Nope. Nope. I have refills for the blade. Where's the blade? Welcome to my craft room. Okay. Cannot find anything in here. What do? You know? I might have to leave the cutting for another time. Or I'll just cut it and come back to you later and say, look, I've cut it. How's that? Sound like a good idea? Okay. This has been a short one. Thanks for joining me. And I am going to come back and I am going to make this look more like this. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. I'm Sai. This is Happy Accident Studios. You can find me on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and Vine at Hapac Studios, same way that I use it here in the chat box. And I am on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Happy Accident Studios. And I am on the web. I really haven't done anything with my website lately. Sorry. But it's www.happyaccidentstudios.co.uk. And that's exactly where you can find me. If you have any questions, you can email me, sy, at happyaccidentstudios.co.uk. And from me and from Hazmat over there, we say see you next time. Bye-bye.